Hey, what up? My name is Michael, and with me I have Pierce, and welcome to Peter's Oblivious Opinions, a podcast about anything entertainment, depending on how we're feeling and what we like. This could include movies, music, people, books, saws, and more. So without further ado, let's just jump right on into it. So, first off, I want to give a shout out to our one unique viewer from the first episode of the podcast.
Woohoo!
3 of the 4 viewers we knew. One of them was me, but there's one anonymous viewer, and they watched a solid 4 minutes of the podcast at least. So,
Yeah,
good on you. Hope you tune in for the first 4 minutes of the next one.
that would be amazing. We're really relying on you here.
Spread the word, anonymous. But also, I guess, should we give a summary of, or not a summary, but just your recap of the last 2, the battle brackets?
Sure. So yeah, in the last 2 episodes, we discussed, we discussed Doom, the movie in the last one, and Con Air before that, and they were battling off to see who would win. And the winner ended up being Doom by a pretty slim margin. So that's going to be moving on to the next round in the battle bracket. Now today, actually, we're going to be talking a little bit about another one of those kind of like 90s movies that are pretty funny. So this one is called Anaconda. Okay, and so Anaconda, great movie. It's going to be facing off in the battle bracket against Commando, another pretty good movie. So I don't know, Mike. Do you want to give a quick summary of what Anaconda is and what happens in it?
Sure, I can do that. So, Anaconda is a movie about an anaconda. More specifically, there is an anaconda in this river. Actually, I'll start from the character's perspective, not the anaconda's perspective.
Okay, let's go.
So the characters, there's like the main girl. Honestly, I can't remember anyone's name.
Me neither, but I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right now, and it says Terry Flores. So I'm going to take a wild guess.
Okay, so Terry Flores is the main character, and she is organizing a documentary down in the Amazon area where they're going to go down and they're going to document some tribe. So they basically have to go down the Amazon River and figure out where this tribe is, and then they're going to start filming them and doing documentary things. Yeah. So there's her boyfriend, I think, some guy that she seems intimate with.
He's like an explorer.
Yeah, he's like an explorer who specifically is an expert on tracking these tribes.
Yeah.
And there's also some other people in there like Ice Cube, Owen Wilson, some British guy, just all the key people you need whenever you're making a documentary.
Exactly.
So they're going with their crew. They have their guide who's like
Mateo.
I don't know, Mateo, is he French? I don't know what he is.
No idea.
I don't think he knows what he is. But anyways, he leads them to where they're going, and they find this guy who's on the side of the river who needs help.
A Paraguayan snake
hunter. Yeah, he's a snake hunter. And basically what happens is you find out that him and the guide were working together to, I guess, try and use these people's boat.
Yep.
But kind of hide the fact that they're working together and basically manipulate them into going to where this big anaconda is so he can try and catch it and sell it for money.
Pretty much.
And yeah, people start getting picked off one by one. They slowly figure out that Cerrone is a psychopath. And then he really turns into more of the enemy than the anaconda does.
Honestly, yes.
And that's pretty much it, I think. Is that a fair summary?
Yeah, I think that's a fair summary.
8.
Pretty wild from start to finish.
It really is.
I guess we can start talking about the plot then, right off the start, because we gave a quick summary here. This,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I guess that is the plot.
yeah, yeah. This plot is insane. It is insane. It's like really well thought out though. Like it's just not executed executed well. Like, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, my first problem with the plot here. Okay, you ready for this? All right.
yeah,
So, Jennifer Lopez's explorer boyfriend guy, they get like the rope stuck in the engine, and he has to jump in to like cut it loose and whatever. And he like inhales a wasp, and is like, with his scuba diving equipment on, inhales a wasp, and they'll pull it out of his mouth, and he has to get like an emergency tracheotomy that Cerrone does himself. And then you find out later that Cerrone put a wasp into his scuba diving equipment. And it is wild that no one questions that there was a wasp in this guy's scuba diving equipment. Like what? Like how's a wasp gonna get into scuba diving equipment if someone doesn't put it there? Like, or did he inhale it underwater? Do they think it was an underwater wasp? Like what? I'm just so confused.
yeah. It was clearly and right before he goes down to do that, the guy's like, "You can die in 1,000 ways in the Amazon."
Yeah, and they're also like fighting the whole time too for like power of the crew. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, and yeah, he's like gives off so many vibes that he's just such a sketchy guy.
yeah,
Oh, and all those parts where, uh, basically, usually on like a movie, if there's a transition
right.
between scenes, they'll like show like a long shot of like a boat or like a house or something that's going on.
Yeah,
Some sort of freaking passive thing to look at
yeah,
to like go into the next scene. In this movie, instead of having any of those shots, all their transition fillers are literally just zoom-ins of John Voight's
yeah,
face, where he has this weird smile,
yeah.
and he's like,
Yeah, he makes the weirdest face every time. Like, I don't know, the weirdest face he makes, in my opinion, is right at the start when he jumps from his boat onto their boat. There's like this quick shot of his face for like half a millisecond, and it's like the weirdest grin smile ever as he's jumping in the air. It's like not even anything remotely natural at all. And I don't know, I recommend you just stop if you're going to watch the movie, just pause that face. It is hilarious. I just don't
"Oh yeah, that's worth a screenshot." I think I remember that.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's got a lot of faces to use,
Hmm.
but we'll get into that.
Yeah. Oh, for
Um,
sure.
so for plot,
Yeah. Like the plot, it's like fairly intricate with like the whole idea of the plot twist of like they were trying to get them all along, and I didn't know that the captain would be in on it. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, there's some questionable things, like how easily Gary's convinced that catching the snake is the best idea for them. It's a little questionable.
Yeah, Owen Wilson, it just
It's like he's like, lots of money, $1 million, and Owen Wilson's like, screw all my friends here. I'm gonna catch the snake. Like what?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and they're willing to put everyone at risk. And honestly, like, when you're putting your life on the line and people are dying left and right, I feel like $1 million isn't that much money.
No, not at all.
Plus, they already had a team of like 3 people, so they were gonna split it 3 ways. It's already like way less that they're gonna get each.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't understand. I don't understand.
yeah,
But
I don't know if you. What were you gonna say?
no, go ahead.
Kind of a side thing. I think this would fit in plot, but I noticed that Owen Wilson's character Gary,
Yeah.
there were a few scenes where he literally just isn't in them, and it's like on the boat,
Okay.
and it's like near the start. But basically, like I'm pretty sure the whole scene where the guy gets the tracheotomy thing,
Yeah.
not even there.
What?
Like if you watch it, there's like a few scenes leading up to there where he's just nowhere to be found.
Where is he?
And I'm pretty sure his girlfriend's there, but for some reason he's not. And I'm like, did he have something to do that day?
Yeah, you
Like, why was he not on the boat? And then he'll randomly show up in the next scene, acting like he totally was aware of what was going on.
Was there the whole time. What?
Yeah.
Oh my god. So there's not many some continuity errors there.
Yes.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a whole ton to say about the plot. It's kind of like a slasher film with a snake. It's like pretty intricate though, with the good twist. It's got, changing of morals a lot. It's got a good villain in John Voight's character there, and the Anaconda itself. Like,
yeah,
I think it's fairly solid.
It's like, yeah, honestly, it's going to be cheesy going into it.
Yeah.
Because the plot is a giant 40-foot anaconda is like picking off this film crew one by one.
Yeah.
But luckily they're traveling with a guy who hunts snakes for a living.
Yeah.
Like, what? I would watch that. Honestly, it's kind of like a comedy, I feel like.
Oh, for sure. Like, it's an unintentional comedy. Like everything in it's so funny, and it's not meant to be. It's kind of like a Snakes on a Plane kind of vibe, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, it feels like it's supposed to be serious, but it just ends up being hilarious.
Exactly.
But
it's so ridiculous. Like,
yeah,
like the ending there. Okay, we got to bring up the ending and how Cerrone there, how he like absolutely refuses to die no matter what.
Yes.
Like, first yeah, go ahead.
He gets shot in the back with a tranquilizer.
Yep.
And then falls into the river.
I'm pretty sure
he's already like falling asleep from this tranquilizer, and then he falls into the water, but then the tranquilizer falls out, and then Ice Cube's like, "Oh, the tranquilizer fell out."
Yeah, but like he's
like underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then magically he appears later, and I don't even remember. Does he like hit someone in the face?
Yeah, I think he like hits them and ties them up around a pole to use them as bait, right?
Yeah, and then he ties them up
to
use them as bait for this anaconda.
Yep.
And
then he like runs up a ladder, and the anaconda bites him in the shoulder there, and he falls down the ladder, fights it a bit, and then it like eats him, right?
Oh yeah.
Or no, it squeezes him, and you see like his neck break, and he's still alive at that point, even though his neck breaks, and he's like looking around, and then it eats him.
Yeah.
And then later on, it spits him out just for no reason out of the blue towards Jennifer Lopez's character. Just out of the blue, no reason whatsoever. Just spits it out at him, and he goes out, falls on his knees, and he winks at her, and then falls down. After and his face is like half eaten by acid too. Like, what? How is this guy alive? I'm pretty sure I saw his neck break. Like, what is it?
Yeah, he definitely had a lot of lives.
Yeah.
And like he got hit in the back of the head with a golf club.
Yeah.
He got drowned and tranquilized.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got bit by a snake and just like his neck broken. His eye came out.
Yeah.
He was in the snake, and he got regurgitated, and he was still blinking. So I don't know. He could have been like a cyborg or something. I don't.
This is actually a Terminator prequel film.
Yeah. That would be a very interesting.
Yeah.
What?
It's part of the Terminator universe.
The prequel.
Oh my gosh. This movie's hilarious. Also, like, golf wound in the back of it, I forgot about that. That's a deep a deep wound in the back of his head from that golf club. It's deep.
Yeah, it literally knocked him unconscious, and there was blood coming out of his head. So it was not a soft hit.
No, there's like a dent. Like, ugh.
Yes. And one more thing about the plot.
Okay.
At the start of the movie, it just shows the snake sneaking up on none other than Danny Trejo.
Oh, yeah.
Playing the character of Poacher. Anyways, so then it starts stalking him, and he notices this anaconda, so he grabs his gun,
Yeah.
and then he starts climbing up to the top of this tower.
Okay.
And then it shows the anaconda following him from the anaconda's point of view.
Yeah.
And then it shows it coming around to the front of his face.
Right.
And it's like probably like a good 4 feet away. So he has some space. It would be fast, but he has a chance. And he has a gun in his hand.
Okay.
And instead of shooting the anaconda right in the face,
right,
he just turns the gun on himself and then shoots himself in the face.
Out of the blue, out of nowhere.
Could have ended the movie before it even started.
Yeah.
But shoots himself in the head.
Oh my gosh. I'm pretty sure he was in cahoots with John Voight's like Cerrone there and the captain as well, because in that newspaper clipping you see the three of them in the picture, which I thought was a cool touch as well.
Yeah, that was the only thing in the movie that I saw that seemed like there was something else going on, and it was like kind of a thought about story that was more than just what you were seeing.
Exactly. Yeah, and I appreciated that. I thought it was a little cool thing.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Also, okay, if we're talking about, I don't know if this doesn't really pertain to plot, but I just want to bring it up. Okay. What is that, like, what is it? Is that the puma scene when when the anaconda strangles the cat there?
I think it's like a Black
Panther. Yeah. Well, it's a Black Panther, and it's just like, it is the fakest Black Panther I've ever seen. That was so ridiculously bad, that little short part of the movie of just like out of the blue, let's just show this anaconda strangle a Black Panther, show how strong it is, but let's make the Black Panther look like a teddy bear.
Yeah, they made it look like one of those stuffed animals. You know when like an animal dies and then they stuff it? It looked like that.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And it's like, I don't know, some of the visuals, I guess we'll get into visual effects later, I guess, with cinematography, question mark.
Yeah, maybe. We can just add that in.
Yeah.
You don't know what it is anyway, so add it in.
Yeah, they were questionable. Okay, I'll bring that up later then.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think I'm ready to rate the plot here. I'm not sure about you. I
am also ready.
Okay.
You want to start?
Yeah. So, first of all, I would just like to, with Ice Cube's character's name being named Danny, I, for some reason, had the urge for Cerrone to want him to say Danny Zuko out of the blue for no reason in whatever, in his voice that he was using. Just for the Grease reference, and he never did. So I docked it 0.1 of a point for that, just because out of my heart's desire, and I gave it 3.5 out of 5.
You gave it 3.5? Yep. I gave it 2.5.
Honestly, that's a fair rating, but I gave it 3.5. I thought they with the twist at the end there, I appreciated that. I thought it was good.
Yeah, honestly, like, I feel like it wasn't, like, the plot, there really wasn't much of a story, I feel like.
Yeah.
It just seemed like something that happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but we can move on to actors.
I think it's good that we have a difference there, but I feel like we may differ in other categories now that, that one's rated high for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Actors?
Yeah, let's move on to actors.
Okay. All right. So first off, we got the titular character of Terry Flores, played by Jennifer Lopez. So in case you haven't listened to the other episodes, what we normally do is we make a tiered list of each of the actors and the performances in the movie. So the list goes from S being the top of the list. So it's like S, A, B, C, D, F. And depending how good they do, we put them in that kind of rating scale.
Yes. Yeah. I was thinking that... Actually, you know what? We can just start, and I'll probably be a bit more savage about it, I guess.
Fair.
Because I've pretty much been rating everyone with like a B or an A.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to be harder on them.
Well, I think the first two movies you rated there had some stellar acting in them. This one, I think we're gonna see, some lower ratings.
Yeah, we might see some differences.
Yeah, it's not gonna be pretty. So yeah, first one's Jennifer Lopez. Now Jennifer Lopez, I think she's one of the brighter spots, if you can call it that, in the movie. I don't know if you know what I mean. Like it's like she's brighter spot being like not that great, but not movie like career wrecking bad.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, she did a decent job. I don't really know anything that Jennifer Lopez does.
Okay.
But she was decent in this movie.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say she was convincing, because to me she wasn't super convincing. I wasn't convinced, but she was more convincing than other characters in the movie.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't really see her as like wow, this character was life changing.
Yeah, no, it wasn't life changing. It wasn't like I'm like sitting in like C plus category for her, because it's like, again, it wasn't like outstanding, but it like wasn't great, but it wasn't so bad that was gonna wreck her career. Like, I don't know. I just wasn't convinced by it. Like, I don't know how else to put it. She wasn't pulling on my heartstrings with her romantic relationship with the guy. I wasn't convinced that she was scared for most of it. You know what I mean? But I also
true. There didn't seem to be much of a range of emotion.
Yeah, and I mean, I know nothing about professional acting, but that's what I'm going to base it off of.
That's fair. Yeah, there really wasn't much of a range in how it was.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with you there.
Yeah. I think I'm going to give her a C.
Yeah, I'm going to give a C as well. I think that's reasonable.
I think it's very reasonable, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Who's next?
Do we want to just go down the list of what's on Wikipedia from top to bottom?
Yes.
Okay. So next we have Ice Cube as Danny Rich.
Danny Rich. I thought Ice Cube was one of the stronger actors in this movie.
I absolutely agree with you. I think it's a typical Ice Cube role, right?
Anger.
Yeah, of anger. I'm not going to put up with anything, but he does it well. That's why he gets cast with that role all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. His character actually seemed like he had emotions.
Exactly.
Most of them were anger.
but
he still seemed like he had them.
Yeah. It's like that mix of anger with a little bit of like, what do you call it? Empathy. You know what I mean? It's like a weird mix that seems to work with him really well.
Yeah, it's like he's like angry, but he's on the good guys team.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything to point out that was specifically great on his part, nor do I have anything to point out that was specifically terrible on his part in the acting department. I don't know if you do.
I think he did a solid job.
Me too.
I can't really think of anything that he did poorly.
No.
So
me neither. And so for this movie, I'm going to put him in a B category.
I'm going to give Ice Cube a good old A.
Okay, that's solid.
That puts him above Nicolas Cage.
That's a fair rating. Oh, I don't know what that laugh was.
Me neither. Anyways, let's go on. Okay, who's next?
So
yes.
You saw it on Wikipedia, didn't you?
Yeah.
Next we have Jon Voight as Paul Cerrone.
This?
It's bad.
It's bad, but it's also good.
It's like bad in a good way. Like it's bad in a funny way.
Yeah.
What
And
is Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, first of all, I don't know what his accent is.
Yeah, what is his accent? That's where I was going.
And I don't know. It's like he does this weird face.
Yeah.
And then it's like he made an accent specifically to match that face.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think he's trying to go for Paraguayan because that's what his character is, but somehow it ends up as this mix of, like, I don't know, what it feels like Dutch, German, like, I don't even know, Spanish, Dutch, German, like, Icelandic, like, I don't even know what it is. It changes, too, throughout the movie. Like, the same thing he uses at the start is not the same at the end. Like,
Yeah, and like half of his words you can understand perfectly, but then a half you have no idea what he's talking about.
exactly.
Honestly, I want to see him head to head against Nicolas Cage's Alabama accent.
Mm-hmm. Could you imagine that? Nicolas Cage's, because I don't remember his character's name from Con Air, but could you imagine
It wasn't a Cam.
What was
Cam
it?
something.
Cam? Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But can you imagine, like, Cam versus Cerrone, just, like, on movie posters? Just everywhere, just these two guys facing off.
That would be a great movie. I feel like you have a psychopath versus a badass who looks good in a tank top and frickin' long jeans.
And then you got Mr., I got white hair that's in a ponytail and I'm kind of creepy.
Yeah, and my face is always in the same position.
Yeah.
Always has the same face.
Looks like I'm grimacing at all times.
Yeah, he obviously looks like he's plotting something at all times.
Yeah.
But no one will even notice.
It's so bad though. Like, it's funny, but like his character, I guess I'm convinced that his character is an absolute psychopath, but like I'm not convinced that he's a Paraguayan snake hunter whatsoever. Like,
yeah, I don't know about the Paraguayan snake hunter, but he did an amazing job making you think he was a psychopath. Because he's very, like, it was kind of uncomfortable to watch in the way where you knew he was obviously a bad guy from the very start.
Yeah.
And no one else noticed.
Yeah, that was a little cringy.
Which makes it a bit stressful. And honestly, despite his accent, which I don't know what that was, he did a good job of being very creepy.
He did a really good job of being really creepy. Now, I don't know like where that accent was, but I have to definitely dock him points for that accent. Because to me, it almost seemed like he was just there and he was going to goof around, take his check and just goof around and have a good time with this weird accent and doing goofy things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it almost seems like he's doing it ironically.
Yeah.
It maybe like everyone thought it was like an action movie,
right?
But thought it was a comedy.
They said it was a comedy.
Yeah. But man, I thought he did a great job.
Honestly, actually, like if I run into him acting as that character, I'd be chilled to the bone. I'd be so creeped out.
Me too. Yeah, he's a scary dude. Clearly a psychopath.
Yeah.
Doesn't care about anyone else.
Good villain. I think he's a good villain.
He was a great villain.
Yeah. Now, do you want to know a real fun fact here? I have an IMDb about Cerrone there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Sir Sean Connery and Tommy Lee Jones turned down the role of Paul Cerrone before they gave it to John Voight.
Oh my. Could you imagine either of them? Okay, Tommy Lee Jones, I feel like he was way too much of an A-list actor to ever accept a role in this movie. Same with Sean Connery.
I agree. That's probably why they turned it down. But could you imagine Sean Connery's accent? It'd be so funny. It's so funny, so funny.
Yeah, John Voight was a great
Yeah, that accent. Could you imagine Sean
character.
Connery's accent in there though?
I would love to see him do the Paraguayan, Dutch, German, Spanish, Icelandic accent on top of his own accent.
Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. Now I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, do you think that John Voight took the liberty of doing that accent himself, or do you think that that was ordered by the film crew to do that weird accent? The director.
I love how this is even a question that we're not sure about.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it this way. I think that the crew gave him the freedom to do that accent because they were depending on his expertise to up the quality of the movie.
Yeah, because he was a pretty big name at the time this movie came out, I feel like.
Probably.
Yeah.
I honestly haven't seen another movie that he's in.
Neither have I.
But he seems like he's like a well-known guy, even though I don't really know him.
Me neither. I'm gonna do a quick Google here. He's in Midnight Cowboy. I feel like I've heard of that movie before. I've heard that name. Oh, he's in Deliverance. I've seen Deliverance. It's a great movie. Have you seen Deliverance?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that's definitely one that we got to add to our movie rating system at some point, because that's a pretty good movie.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they definitely relied on him. All right.
They definitely did.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we can rate this guy.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you go first this time.
I so wanted to give him. I'm gonna give him S.
Oh ho ho!
Because he did such a good job making me feel like he was a psychopath.
Okay.
I don't know why. Like, I felt uncomfortable watching it. I don't know if it was because of the acting, of how bad it was or how good it was.
Okay.
So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and just give him the maximum score of S.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
So, I went into this podcast with you, convinced that I was going to be giving John Voight like a D for his acting. But you've managed to convince me that he did a really convincing job of being creepy and scary, and despite the accent, did a really good job. And so I think I'm going to give him an A. I think I'm going to do it. I can't give him an S because the accent, but you made a really good point of how creepy he was. So
Good. He did a great job. He's one of the most entertaining people in the movie.
Yeah.
For sure.
He is absolutely one of the most entertaining parts of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So,
are you ready for the next one?
Well, the next guy didn't really have much of a role. Eric Stoltz.
I think
we should go to Owen Wilson.
Me too. I think we should jump to Owen Wilson. He's the other standout performance for me in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. And it seemed like an unusual role for Owen Wilson to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. He usually seems like actually, maybe this was like an Owen Wilson role. Because he's basically just a bro.
Yeah. But then he turned into not a bro.
Yeah, he was like the most easily corrupted bro of all time.
Yeah. $1 million.
It's like $1 million? Okay. Sure.
Yeah, why not?
He talked to him for like literally like 7 seconds. And then he switched sides. They all thought he was like a creepy weirdo kind of, giving him weird vibes. And he immediately takes his side.
Yeah, me too. It was weird. Like, I mean, I guess that's on plot. I think, honestly, I just love Owen Wilson, so I'm going to give him a high rating no matter what. But in this movie, I think he was fairly convincing still.
Yeah, he was kind of a weirdo, he was just a bro.
Yeah, it's a typical Owen Wilson, bro. You know what I mean?
It really was. And other than the fact that he randomly disappeared for scenes at a time,
Yeah.
like he was an entertaining character.
Yeah, I think he was entertaining too. Now, just off of my personal like of Owen Wilson, I would place him at an S, but I guess I got to be fair and judge the acting.
Yeah.
I think he's probably in around Ice Cube territory. I think he plays the role well, but it's nothing exceptional, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. I feel like I'll give him an A.
Okay.
I feel like it seems like, his character really didn't have much depth.
No.
His only emotions were horny
Yeah.
and betraying his friends.
Yeah, those were his only two emotions.
So I loved his hair though.
Yeah, who doesn't love Owen Wilson's hair?
Classic surfer dude hair.
Yeah, it was nice. So you're going with an A?
Yeah.
Okay, well I can't give Owen Wilson a low rating you, so I'm gonna give him an S.
Great. Okay, so we have Jon Voight and Owen Wilson as S actors in this movie.
Well, you have Jon Voight. No, yeah, we do actually. One of each of us has one of the other.
That is great. Okay, so I want to just do one more.
Okay.
Danny Trejo.
Okay.
Much like Con Air, he had a small role.
Very small.
But I think he played it effectively.
Yeah.
To the best of his abilities.
I think he did too. He looked terrified there when the snake was coming, and he was like, "Oh!"
Yeah, and would have been smart if he shot the snake instead of shooting himself in the head.
Yeah.
But you know what?
That's not the actor's fault.
Yeah, that's the writing. So he really doesn't have much character to analyze here.
No.
But I'm going to give Danny Trejo an A.
Solid. I'm going to give him a B.
A B? Okay. I feel like you could kind of tell he was acting.
Yeah. I don't think it's the peak of his career.
Yeah, it definitely was not. It's more like the base of his career.
Yeah, I agree.
I wonder if this is one of his earlier movies.
It's got to be 1997.
Was it?
Yeah.
Con Air was 1997.
Big year for Danny Trejo.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I have one more that we need to do too.
Okay. Ooh.
So, get this. The Anaconda, okay, in the movie is voiced by two people, okay? Gary A. Hecker and none other than Frank Welker himself. Yes, that's right, the Frank Welker who voiced Fred Jones in the original Scooby-Doo, if you can believe that.
See, I want to know when did the voice acting occur for the Anaconda? Like, it did not speak.
Yeah,
all it was weird screaming.
Yeah, honestly, it's just like hisses.
So I guess they hired a freaking celebrity just to do that.
I guess so. I honestly have no idea. I can't find any info on it anywhere.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. See, I wonder how much he prepared for the role.
Do you think he spent a year practicing his hissing?
He probably traveled to the Amazon to master the sounds of an anaconda.
Anaconda spent a life as Cerrone in the woods there, hunting snakes to master their accents.
Yeah. Probably. Honestly, I bet he was Cerrone's understudy.
I agree. I agree. I bet Cerrone's based off a real character that Frank Welker encountered on his journeys to do some studying on his voice acting as the Anaconda.
Honestly, could be.
Yeah.
I
So on that note, I'm going to give him an S.
Okay, and I'm gonna give him an F. Because I still don't know what he did in the movie.
I have literally no idea what he did, but I just love Scooby-Doo.
So now that makes him as good as Steve Buscemi.
Okay, it's an empty S. I'm not actually rating him on the scale.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an ironic S.
Okay, Michael, my mind has just been blown. Okay.
In what way?
Before we give our final ratings for actors, I'm on the Wikipedia page. There is a reboot in development. In January 2020, Sony Pictures, right off the Wikipedia, it says it was a reboot was announced and Evan Doherty was hired to write it.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Well, I can't wait to see that in theaters.
How?
I hope Jon Voight's in it.
I hope so too. There's also a whole ton of sequels and crossovers too. Like, how is this? This movie is wild.
Yeah. We're gonna have to review some more of these. We can almost have an Anaconda battle bracket.
Anaconda battle bracket, I'd be in. That'd be
Apparently, Jon Voight won Worst Supporting Actor and Worst Fake Accent from Stinker's Bad Movie Award.
honestly fair.
Yeah, hey, he won something.
He's an award-winning actor.
Yeah, yeah, he is.
For his work on Anaconda.
Great.
And I also can't help but notice that that Worst New Star, the animatronic Anaconda, was nominated for Worst New Star as well as Worst Screen Couple with Jon Voight for the Golden Raspberry Award.
That sounds amazing.
It's just amazing. Okay, I'm ready to rate. I don't know. I'm sorry I got sidetracked there.
That's okay. You were kind of cutting out, to be honest.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, now get this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get to this later when we get to cinematography. But for now, we can rate exactly what just happened here.
All right. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I would say, you know what? I'm going to give it a 2.8.
2.8.
For actors.
That's solid. Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid rating on my end here. I know I have Owen Wilson up in the S, Jon Voight up in the A with the rating. I still wasn't super convinced by a lot of the acting as a whole in the movie with everybody together, and so I actually gave it a 2 out of 5.
All right.
Yeah.
That's totally fair. I was going to give it a 2.5.
Okay.
But that Jon Voight S acting just cranked it up a notch.
That's a fair assessment.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. So what do you want to do next here? Cinematography?
Sure. Let's go right to cinematography.
Okay.
I want to bring up first.
All right.
That the cinematographer in this movie was Bill Butler.
Okay.
Who apparently was a cinematographer on Jaws and some Rocky sequels. He seems to have some pretty... What else?
He's got some pretty big movies to his name there.
Yeah, he is also 99 right now.
Oh,
So he was getting pretty up there. When did this come out? 1997.
97. It's like 23 years ago.
So he'd be like 76. So he was
No
getting
spring.
pretty old.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
seems like he's probably pretty good. Anyways, that's it.
So you brought up Jaws there, and I actually found a fun fact here in IMDb about Jaws 2, and I wonder if this is why it is similar to Jaws. So anacondas actually have rounded pupils, but in the movie it's given a slanted pupil, right, for a villainous appearance. And that's
Okay.
the same thing that happened in Steven Spielberg's Jaws. They did the same thing with that movie.
Oh, they
It has
changed his
eyes.
eyes.
Well, it has eyes that stay black throughout the movie, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's kind of I don't know. To be honest, I don't know what a cinematographer does, but maybe that was his call to make it seem more villainous. Because if that's kind of the same change in both movies.
Could be. Yeah, I don't know what cinematography is either. So honestly, it could be.
You know, I love how neither of us know what cinematography is, and we were absolutely refusing to ever search it up while we're doing these rating systems.
Yeah, we could easily look it up, but I'd much rather just act like I know what I'm talking about.
Same. Blindly guess. Blindly
Yeah.
guess what's happening.
Okay, so we're getting a cinematography here.
Okay.
I was kind of disappointed thinking back on it that it wasn't all filmed in one take.
What?
I feel like it could have all been filmed in one take.
You think
Just
so?
like, yeah, just like 1917. That would have been amazing.
That would have been absolutely amazing. This movie would have won awards if it done that.
Yes, but it didn't, unfortunately. But honestly, was there even much? I don't even know.
I don't know. I felt like a lot of the shots were kind of like they did a good job, but they were not ideal. You know what I mean? I think he did a good job of what he was working with. You know what I mean? Like, especially with that panther scene with like those up close cuts and stuff like that. That was kind of a really good job making it kind of scary. Um, but like I don't know. I feel like it wasn't anything exceptional going on.
Oh yeah, and the how he did it from the point of view of the snake.
Yeah, yeah. Although I did find that a little cheesy. That's a little cheesy of a move to do the villainous animal POV view.
Yeah, it was a little cheesy, but also almost wonder if they did that to make you not see the CGI
Maybe.
or not CGI. I don't know what it was,
Well,
but
it could be for the CGI because the CGI was not great in the movie. But if you can believe it, I have a fact here. It cost $100,000 per second.
per sec. Oh, so that's probably why
Yeah, that's why
they
they're trying to
did it
avoid
from
those.
that view, which is okay. It's okay. $100,000 a second.
Yeah. I gotta imagine a large portion of the budget went to that, especially with those end scenes there. It's like 30 minutes where there's a lot of, CGI snake.
Yeah, so no wonder they like there was some long scenes where he was slithering around in a first person view.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. And you know what? I gotta give some props to the cinematographer there because he was probably
Working with
working with not a lot of things there, knowing that they had to pay so much for CGI and they wanted to keep it probably relatively low budget because, when you look at a script, you kind of sometimes know it's not going to turn out great. So he probably did, on purpose, made a lot of the shots where they could use practical effects or um, have scares without CGI. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I do give props for that.
Yeah.
He did well with what he was doing.
Like, even here, I'm reading that they had an animatronic anaconda and actually shorted out and lost control too. And he used some of that footage in the movie, even.
Damn, so he is seems like a master cinematographer.
Yeah. He does. Which is why when I give him a lower than usual rating, I'm going to feel bad.
Well, don't worry. I'm going to offset it with my higher.
Okay.
I'm ready to rate it now.
Okay.
I have nothing else to say about this.
Sounds good. You absolutely just cut out on me there. So,
Okay. Okay.
I think. I know I said I was going to give it lower than average. I'm going to give it average. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5.
I'm going to give it a 4.3 out of 5.
Solid.
Because I was thinking 4.5 out of 5, but I thought that was too high after I already said the 4, so I rounded it down to a 4.3.
That's how you go through life. Just shake it off with the best of your ability.
Yeah, for sure. So you gave it a 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to move on to the soundtrack.
Okay.
Let's talk about the soundtrack.
Okay, I have a few things to say about the soundtrack, but I kind of want to hold off until I say them. See what you think.
Okay. All right. So I remember it opening up and there was like some music in there that was getting you into the zone.
Yeah, I remember that too. That's
For some reason, I can't remember what it was.
No, it was like synth or something. It was.
Yeah, but it like got you in the groove of the movie.
For sure.
And you're like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
I remember that too. And I don't really remember any of the rest of the music in the movie.
The only other parts I remember is when Ice Cube's listening to rap, and then that British guy gets annoyed.
Yeah, cool fact about that rap music there. Again on IMDb here, just looking at a lot of the facts here. But it's the song is Faux Life on the boombox, and he actually wrote the song. So Ice Cube wrote the song. So I thought that was yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I think he had a lot of references to his own stuff because his first line of the music is literally "Today is a good day."
Oh yeah,
and it's one of his songs.
Yeah, that's super cool.
So wow, I'm gonna count that he had "Today was a good day" in the movie. Also, that British guy played some opera music at one point.
That was interesting.
You remember that?
I do.
I was kind of digging that, to be honest.
Honestly, it was a weird contrast with the Amazon and the like kind of messiness of the Amazon. I thought it was actually a really cool artistic choice.
Yeah, it seemed very interesting, and it felt kind of unique.
Yeah, I agree.
And I enjoyed it.
I absolutely agree. Okay, now, I don't know what part of the movie this is, but I am absolutely going to give this a huge boost in rating for one reason and one reason only. Okay? The 9th track on the soundtrack is called My Beautiful Anna, ... in brackets, Conda.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Someone had a sense of humor somewhere.
That's so funny. My Beautiful Anna. God.
Did someone write that for the movie?
I hope so. That
would be amazing. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm looking it up.
Okay.
Randy Edelman, My Beautiful Anna ... Conda. Looks like it was written for the movie. It's from the album Anaconda. So yes.
There's an album?
Yeah.
That's
probably just a soundtrack, right?
Oh yeah, probably.
But a funny thing about it is it says related songs, and the number one related song is Feliz Navidad.
Why is that the most related song?
I don't know. I have no idea.
That is amazing. Okay. I don't have much more to say about the soundtrack.
Me neither. I think I'm ready to rate it.
Okay.
So I was gonna give it a lower than average score for the soundtrack, even though it had pump up music at the start and kind of that rap and classic music, just because I didn't really recognize it a whole lot, and I try to listen to soundtrack a lot. But because of the name of the song, I had to bump it up to 3.5 out of 5.
Fair enough. I gave it a 3.2.
Okay.
Because I'm not digging the 0.5s or the whole numbers.
You know what?
For some reason,
I'm giving it a 3.6.
Wow. All right.
Actually, you know what? A 3.55.
Now that is just starting to get overkill here. Okay. Nice. So, I guess, where do you want to move to next?
Well, we have Donnie left, and we also have costume design and general experience. I say, we go to costume design, go to Donnie, and then we leave our general experience last.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
So, costume design. I wasn't blown away by the costume design. Felt like it was pretty standard for what each character was.
Yes, that is true.
People were just wearing clothes. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah. The only one, and honestly, it almost seemed like their clothes were odd in a way.
Yeah, you know what? I agree.
That guy, what's his name? The guy who was tracking the tribe looked like he was wearing like a safari outfit.
Yeah.
Ice Cube had I guess like a gangster outfit.
Yeah. Oh, and a Hawaiian shirt on.
Yeah, Owen Wilson had a surfer outfit.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez had pants and a shirt.
Yeah. I guess it was a little too on the nose for what they wanted each character to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like they built the costumes around it's like they didn't take the environment into account.
Right.
For the costumes, just what the character was. So it's like seeing a bunch of different characters in an unrelated scenario.
That's true. And a lot of them had short sleeves and stuff like that, which you're not probably going to be wearing in the Amazon because insects and stuff.
Oh yeah. I wonder, is it hot in the Amazon? It probably is.
It is hot.
It's in Brazil.
Yeah, it's definitely hot. I don't know. I feel like bugs are a real issue. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally. And the wasps, apparently.
Wasps, yeah, especially when you're scuba diving.
Yeah, underwater wasps are some of the deadliest things in the Anaconda River and the Amazon River.
Gotta be so careful for those underwater wasps.
Yeah. I just want to give a shout out to all the characters that went swimming around and had absolutely no fear for all the deadly things in the Amazon River.
Yeah.
They just had no regard for it at all.
That's true. I mean, they bring up that one thing that swims into your urethra and then shoots a bunch of spikes out.
Yeah, that's a nightmare.
Yeah.
I would not want that to happen.
No, I wouldn't either. And yet they still don't care. They just jump into the water.
Yeah, they jump right in. You know what? While I was watching it,
yeah,
I was thinking of a way to counter that. Okay. Get a plug that you plug your urethra with.
Oh, that sounds painful.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
That's
I guess
that's what came to my mind while watching it.
That's definitely a solution, but I guess it's better than having spikes shot out into there.
Yeah, it might be preferable to the alternative, though.
Absolutely preferable.
The actual thing swimming in there?
Yeah. No, I don't want that thing swimming in there.
No, me neither. All right. But yeah, and John Voight's costume made sense, though,
Yeah,
I thought.
I think it made a lot of sense with the like red sweaty shirt and all that.
Yeah, and the cargo pants.
Yeah, made
I thought
absolute
that was
sense.
kind of funny, going swimming in cargo pants. I could not imagine like a weirder thing to wear while swimming. Cargo pants.
You know what? That's gonna weigh you down so much in the water.
Yeah.
Cargo pants in the water. It's like having a big parachute on your legs.
Yeah, I feel like you could almost stay afloat just with the air that might get trapped in there.
Just like shoot them open as you get in, push them against your legs, float away.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
Oh,
we should invent inflatable cargo pants.
true.
I think we'd be rich.
That would be fun, actually. Anyways, so
Okay, costume design. Now again, it was pretty standard, but then you pointed out the fact that they were almost too spot on for what they were trying to make the character, and it was a little tacky. So I'm gonna actually give it a 2.3 out of 5. I don't know about you
okay,
there.
I gave it a
2 out of 5. Solid.
Yeah.
Solid. Seems like we are pretty
Okay.
much agree on that one.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
Are you ready for Donnie?
Yes.
Okay. Now, hear me out.
Okay.
I don't know if you have anything to relate to Donnie.
I have nothing. I was gonna throw in a 0.
Okay. Now, I think this deserves 0.1. Do you know why?
Why?
There's a character named Danny, and you know what Danny kind of sounds like if you replace the A with an O. Donnie. Yeah. So I think it deserves a 0.1.
You know,
You.
give it to you.
Sorry.
I'm gonna give it the 0.1.
0.1? Yeah. I think it deserves it. Absolutely.
A bit of a stretch, but I'll give you that. Sometimes you need a stretch. And we've already seen that Donnie is quite possibly the deciding factor in the battle bracket.
Exactly. It could be. That's the reason that Doom moved on in our first battle bracket there.
Yeah, Donnie getting a solid 2.
Yep.
Like, it carried the movie almost.
It did.
Pinky.
Pinky.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So,
general experience. Now, I loved this movie. I enjoyed the heck out of it. It's like I enjoyed it the first time I watched it. I enjoyed it the second time I watched it. It's just super fun to watch. I don't know what it is. There's nothing amazing about it. It's just really fun to get through to the end. It's like a cult movie there. I don't know what you think.
you know, I really thought this, like, I thought it was very entertaining, but I did catch myself being like, is it almost over?
Okay.
It might be because I've already seen it before.
Yeah.
I don't know how much rewatchability this movie has, but maybe it's because I kind of remembered some of it. So I'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
Oh no, you should absolutely rate it to how you feel. I just have a terrible memory. That's why I enjoyed it.
I'm good. Okay, I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
That's fair. I'm giving it a 4.7.
A 4.7? That's more than what you gave Con Air.
Okay, I didn't know it was more than what I gave Con Air. I'm giving it a 4.1.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure you want to change that?
If we're doing it relative to Con Air, then it's absolutely a 4.1.
I don't know. I think we should give it what your first instinct was.
Okay, 4.7 it is.
I want this on the record.
Let's go. 4.7.
Okay. So that is the end of Anaconda. Do you want me to tell you the average?
All right. Let's do a little drum roll here first. Okay, ready?
Okay.
I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm drum rolling really hard over in this end.
Well, I hear it like every couple seconds, a short burst, because you keep cutting out when you hit things.
All right.
Okay. I can't remember how I usually explain it, so I'll just go through. To sum it up, I gave acting 2.8. I think you gave it a 2. I gave the plot a 2.5. You gave it a 3.5. I gave the soundtrack a 3.2. You gave the soundtrack a 3.55.
Real technical.
I gave cinematography 4.3. I gave it a better cinematography than both Con Air and Doom. You gave it a 3. We both gave it 0.1 in the Donnie category, thanks to someone named Danny, which is fair enough, I guess. Costume design kind of brought him down a bit. I mean, the Donnie really brought him down, but costume design, other than that, brought him down.
Okay.
I gave it a 2. You gave it a 2.3.
Yeah.
But general experience, I gave it a 3.5. Thought it was a solid movie. You clearly thought it could be nominated for an Oscar with a high score of 4.7 in the general experience category.
It has the award-winning actor John Voight.
Worst actor, worst accent. So he won 2 awards for it, thanks to those. But yeah, so my average was a 2.63.
Okay.
Yours was a 2.74. So the whole average was 2.68.
Okay, that's not a passable film. It passed. It's got like a 56%, right?
53 about.
Okay.
So it's a pass.
It just
it's got about an average of like 0.6-ish lower than Con Air.
Okay.
Which is fair. I think a 2.7 average for this movie is like kind of reasonable.
You know what, Mike? We are a couple of jokes making these ratings, and they're all over the place, and somehow they always even out to where I feel really confident with the answer.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, it would be like throwing a bunch of puzzle pieces at the wall and then throwing a grenade onto it and then exploding all of them and then looking at it and then the puzzle is completed.
That's like, honestly how it feels.
That really is how it feels to me.
That is the perfect, metaphor for what we're doing here.
Yeah, thanks. I think so too. So, you want to close it out?
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in here. Next week, tune in to see our rating on Commando and see who wins this battle bracket face-off, and we'll be moving on to face Doom in the next round. I hope you all enjoyed.
Not Doom.
What?
You say Doom?
In the next round, after it faces off against Commando.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. I just had a brain derp.
It's okay. I'm sure I'm cutting out on your end a little bit too.
Okay.
And so, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you maybe agree with our ratings. If you don't, feel free to let us know. We're happy to always take suggestions on how to change this as well and how to make this better. And yeah, have a great evening and enjoy your night. Please subscribe if you want. Please leave us a comment, like, all those things.
Yeah. And another shout out to our one unique viewer who watched for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you're going to up it to 5 minutes, but you know what? Whatever you want to do.
I agree. Now,
you really have all the power in this relationship.
You do. Now, what do you think the chances are this viewer is John Cena?
I'm going to give it about a 70% chance.
I think you're not being generous enough. I think it's about an 80% chance.
I think so too. And you know what? He probably heard that we went do.
Yeah.
And that probably summoned him to watch it. So I'm with you there. About an 80% chance the last viewer was John Cena.
Yeah.
John Cena, please watch this one as well. Also, feel free to share it on your social medias. Yeah.
We won't pay you for any endorsements, but if you feel so kind as to give us a shout out, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah, it's not that we don't want to, it's that we don't have any money from this to give.
I would absolutely I have no income from this.
Yeah, we're operating as a non-profit right now, and we're not even registered as one. So
that's the wildest way to put that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this is the longest ending ever. So, okay, we always end trying to say something in unison. What do you want to say in unison today?
What's one of John Voight's quotes from the movie?
Let me look this up. John Voight Anaconda quote. All right, let's see what pops up here. Anaconda quotes.
Just extending this exit outro even longer now.
Yeah. Who cares? We are the masters of our own destiny. Okay, so the site can't be reached because apparently I'm not connected to the internet.
Okay, I don't know how we're talking to each other if you're not connected to the internet.
I have no idea. Let me use my phone.
Let's just say one of his quotes was, "Yeah."
All right. Here we go. Never look in the eyes of those you kill. They will haunt you forever. I know.
Let's just shorten that up to never.
Okay. All right.
Okay. 3.
I don't want an audio clip of me saying that on the internet.
True. Yeah, that'll be taken out of context.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
You're going to count down?
Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Never.
Never.